Hi everybody, my name is Patricia, first generation Beatles fan, and this channel is called Little Beatles Corner. Today I'm going to show you all the Beatles related and Beatles purchases that I did make for the month of October 2025. When I look around though, I see that I didn't go too far out of the box this past month, so I guess that might be good in a way. I don't know. But I hope you find what I did buy interesting, and please feel free to comment on anything that I got, whether you liked it or didn't, or I paid too much money or whatever. Now, I do have to thank everybody on the channel for making this channel continue. We reached a little over 700 people that have subscribed recently, and so that's pretty awesome, I think, for being such a haphazard kind of a thing that goes on over here. So I really appreciate all your time and all your effort to watch these things and comment and reach out and all that. So you all are just the best, so thank you. I do want you to know that how much I do appreciate you. Now, before I actually show you what I did buy this past month, I'm going to show you two gifts that I got. So I have to shout out to people on the channel. First of all, I got a pair of Ringo Starr drumsticks. And these came from California, my friend Kevin, who I converse with from time to time via email, and actually we were talking about the drumming, and I kind of commented that in my next life I'd like to be a drummer, and so he sent me two pairs of sticks, and one was more of a regular pair, and these are the Ringo ones, which of course I treasure. So I really appreciate your friendship, Kevin, and I know I'll be talking to you soon. All right. So, and then the second gift I got was a really good DVD. It's called Best of the Beatles. It came out years ago, and it's a 2-hour documentary. So you can buy this on Amazon, and you can get this on eBay relatively cheaply. And it's a documentary about Pete Best, and the story is told through, questions and answers through his eyes, and other people that were on the Liverpool scene that are really no longer here, a lot of them, what they thought about Pete Best and his drumming and what happened and what they witnessed and all that stuff. So it kind of gets back to the age-old question about, how good or not good of a drummer was Pete Best to remain in the Beatles or not, and whether he got a bum deal or whether, anyway, that's pretty interesting. So it's got people in there from the Mersey beat groups. It's got German people in there from Star Club and all that, and Cynthia Lennon. So there's people here that, it's kind of invaluable to hear what they have to say since they're no longer here. So I really do thank Polly for this DVD. I really did enjoy it a lot, and I'm going to watch it again. All right, so now we're going to get started with what I actually paid for this past month. So I'm going to start with two Beatles-related items. First of all is another CD that I added to my Mersey Beat collection, and this is the Foremost. They were pretty popular, along with the many other Mersey groups that were popular, but they had a few hits, and so I ran into this, I decided to pick it up. It actually has 32 tracks, and they sing two Beatles songs on here. They do Hello Little Girl, and then they did a version of Here, There, and Everywhere. And what makes this interesting, too, is because they do a lot of songs, of course, that don't belong to them, such as Some Kind of Wonderful, The Girl Can't Help It, Dawn, Go Away from the Four Seasons, a lot of different ones. So it really makes for a pretty interesting listen, I think, along with the few hits that they have. So I did buy this, and I don't know, let's see, how much did I pay for that? I paid $19 for this on eBay, and then I had to pay for shipping and whatnot, so it was almost $26. But I'm really happy to have this one in my Mersey Beat collection. Now, the other Beatles kind of related thing I got, you're all going to have a laugh at, but I'm going to show you anyway. So I bought, from Rhino Records. It's the Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Limited album. Limited to 5,000 on this run from Rhino Records. Just came out. And it's their psychedelic album. And they have a lot of good songs on here. Salesman, She Hangs Out, Cuddly Toy, Words, Star Collector. So it has liner notes in here, 180 gram vinyl. So I bought that off the Rhino Records, website. So if you're interested in this, I would probably try to pick it up because, as I say, it's limited to 5,000 supposedly. So of course I went a little bit further with this album because I really did like this album. So I bought the CD box set also. And this was like $60-some, I want to say. It's got 4 discs. The box is really nicely done. You know, it's got the ribbon so you can pull everything out. I guess this is the tape box there. And that's kind of what the inside looks like. There's a booklet. I think his name is Andrew Sandoval, and he's like a real monkey expert. So he put this booklet together to go along with the album, and it's got a lot of photos in it and, other information. They actually added a 45 to this, going down, and Love Is Only Sleeping. As you can see, there's, their Nehru jackets and all that stuff. It's black vinyl on the Rhino label, but they make it look like the Monkees' old label. So that's kind of a nice addition for the box set. And then there's actually 4 CDs. And so, they go through the album and there's different outtakes and all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. This one says Horzoo, which I haven't listened to yet. So I don't know exactly what that's all about, but I thought this was a really nice box set, and because I like the album, I decided to go ahead and get that along with the vinyl. So that's my Monkees purchases for this month. All right, now I'm going to show you Beatles stuff. So the first thing I'm going to show you is like the paper stuff. Now I paid $5 for this at a flea market, and it's still sealed, and I think I have to keep it sealed because I don't know what I'm going to do with these anyway. It's a set of Yellow Submarine cards from 1999. And you can see there's quite a few cards in here. How many exactly, I don't know, but I'd say probably, 50, 40, 50. So I happened to come across it at the flea market, and for $5 sealed, I thought, all right, even though I have no use for them. So those are my Yellow Submarine cards. Now, as far as paper stuff goes, I bought, I bought this a month before, and I forgot to show you. I bought 2 newspaper things from Frank for $25 for both of them, which you may think I'm crazy, but anyway, this one I thought was really interesting, and this is why I kind of had to have it. It's a bakery that was advertising making Beatles cakes. So you can buy it for your Beatle parties or your birthday Beatle parties or whatever that went on at the time. I thought it was pretty unusual, and the cakes were $2.49, which was a bargain, right? So anyway, that's my Beatle bakery cake thing. And then the other one I bought, which I thought was pretty nice. It's a newspaper advertising all of the Beatles sweatshirts in different sizes and how much they cost. So I'll start at the top because it's kind of a long one. So it's, the men's, the women's, the child, the teen. And then there's the prices on the bottom. It says they're here. Come buy them. It's a pretty big advertisement, I would say, for a newspaper, right? It's like a whole page almost. So anyway, I thought they were interesting, and so that's why I bought them. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them because I'm not going to frame them or whatever, and they'll probably just go along with other stuff that I have that I never do anything with. But anyway, those are my newspaper advertising. Now the next thing I'm going to show you are, CDs, cassettes, that kind of stuff. So I got two new old 1980 something, 83 or something, two new CD singles that I started to collect in the long box. So this one is From Me to You and Thank You Girl. And this one actually has a sticker from Tower Records saying it was $3.99 at the time, which would have been a nice to pay for it now, but no such luck. And then there's the back of the long box. So I'm buying these if I can find them in the long box and they're sealed. Other than that, I'm not interested in them. And so this one is Strawberry Fields. It's got two songs on it, Penny Lane and, Strawberry Fields Forever. Now these are, it depends on which ones you buy. Some are more expensive than others. I don't know why that is unless there's less of them to be had, but I'm looking at, I got lucky I think on this one. It was like $10 because that's usually they go for more than that, like $15. And then this one was $15, which I think is a good price for Strawberry Field. But then, of course, you have to pay for shipping and whatnot, so I added on to that. I got these off of eBay, and so now I have 3 of them. Now I'm going to collect them all, I guess. All right, so that's the CD 3-inch singles. Now I also got a cassette of Real Love, sealed. And I actually paid $10 for this, which is probably, I think, pretty good because it seems like Real Love and Free as a Bird and Now and Then, of course, is the most expensive one. Go for more than that. So anyway, so I have a copy of that now. And then the last thing in the way of cassettes and whatnot is I bought a used copy of Hey Jude. Not very nice condition though, I can't complain. And then kind of along with that, although it was a different seller, I picked up the Hey Jude 8-track, which is a nice shape. Nothing on the backs of these. And actually this looks like it came from Kmart. People in the United States would know. The plastic is on the cover still, so that's what made me go ahead and want to get it. Because that, although it's not still sealed, it's pretty close to it. So anyway, I picked both of those up and I paid, let me tell you, I paid $20 for this and then $26.91 to bring it home. And the Hey Jude cassette was $4.25. And actually, it was $9.06 to bring home. I mean, you pay a lot of money for shipping on this stuff, but you don't have any choice. So I kind of like the idea that I got them both, and it's kind of like a set. So, all right, so that's those. Now I'm going to move on to 45s. I got 3 of them. First one I'm going to show you was a Ringo Starr one, and it's the Ringo Starr and Buck Owens 45. So it's got Ringo and Buck Owens, Act Naturally. And on the other side is Buck Owens. It's called The Keys in the Mailbox Song. Now, I actually had the cassette of this a month ago or so, and I gave it away. And I happened just to run into this. I really wasn't looking for it. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just replace it with a 45 that I might have a little more use for. I don't know. Probably not. So I paid only $6.10 for this, $11.63 to bring it home. So Purple Capital, mint condition, just the way I like it. Now I got two other 45s, and the next one is a Purple Capital Starline, and that's, let's see, it's from 1988. I paid $10 for it. And then, of course, I had to ship it, so that was a few dollars more. There you go. There's the Starline. We can work it out. And Day Tripper, mint condition, looks like never played. So, one of the sets that I am collecting, this and the Apple 45s. I'm really trying to finish this because I'm getting tired of not having them all. And so now the last one is an Apple 45, believe it or not. I got lucky. And this is 1975, and this is Nowhere Man and What Goes On. Mint condition. And of course you pay more for those because they're Apple and they're mint. And so I paid, actually I did good on this. I paid $9.99, $10. That's a steal for this because they're all expensive. And then I had to pay more for shipping, but I think I bought a few things from this person, so I got a little bit of a deal. So that's one less Apple 45 that I need. I know I still need, I Want to Hold Your Hand, and I need a mint copy of Let It Be, and I probably need a few more after that, but I haven't really, I can't really tell you now. So they're still, both sets are a work in progress. All right, so now I'm going to show you the albums that I got. Oh, I got one other paper thing. I picked this up at the flea market, $3, John Lennon Imagine, piano only. So I bought it because it was cheap and I like the picture, but I'm not a sheet music collector at all. So if anybody is a piano player or like a sheet music collector, this one's in pretty decent shape. Let me know, I'll give it to you. All right. Let me know in the comments if you want it, I'll give it to you. I have no real use for it. So now as far as albums go, last but not least, I did buy one copy so far of the Green Abbey Road limited. I don't know how limited it is, but Target exclusive. This one's not open because I'm going to get another one before I open one. So this is the only one I have right now. And then I bought two Ringo color vinyl albums. Now 4 just recently came out. So out of the 4 I bought 2. So I'll show you the 2 that I did buy. So the first one I bought was, not the first one, but I bought Goodnight Vienna. And, you know, they don't do anything elaborate about putting any kind of sticker on there that says it's colored vinyl or any kind of, I don't know. They kind of go cheap or whatever. They don't put any imagination in it, you know. Now, this is the inner sleeve, which is probably the same as the original one. It's got the lyrics on the back. So John's on here, Harry Nielsen's on here, a lot of people, so. Looks like May Pang could be on here. There's a Philippine woman, so I don't know. Anyway, so I'll show you the vinyl. Try to get it out without touching it. This is a really pretty kind of lavender, kind of bluish lavender swirl. Pretty stunning, really, in person. Hope you can pick that up well enough. So that's Goodnight Vienna. And then the second one I got was the Ringo album. Now there's 2 more. There's Sentimental Journey and what they call buttermilk, kind of really light yellow. a creamy yellow, and then Bakua Blues, which is a light blue, which I didn't buy either of those. So I bought the Ringo album, and again, there's no hype sticker or anything saying it's color vinyl, which is kind of crappy. It is a gatefold, but I didn't open this. I didn't take it out of the shrink because I don't really need to. It did come with the original booklet reproduced. It's got all the Klaus Mormon artwork in there, which is really kind of cool. There's pages of his artwork throughout, so that's kind of nice to have that they reproduce that. And then here's the record that you got, and it's a crappy white inner sleeve with, you know, which they shouldn't do. They should put the right one on there. But anyway, it's going to go on there now. So this is kind of a, I want to say a maroon, kind of tending to a maroon with some brown in it, swirl. It is pretty. I don't know if you can pick that up or not. So those are the two Ringo out of the four that I bought. And I paid, I think, from the website, like around $76 by the time, you know, you shipping and tax and that kind of stuff. So, you know, it gets to be a little expensive. So that's why I didn't buy them all. And I'm not a completist anymore because I just feel like I'm too old to be a completist. Now, this is the best record I think I bought in October, and this is something new. It's a copy from 1988, and supposedly they weren't produced in a lot of big quantities because they were moving over to CD instead, so they were not producing as many vinyl. And supposedly it's actually the final US analog tapes that they use for this final thing before they stop using analog, I guess. So I paid $50 for it, $60.49 to bring it home. And it's got a purple capital label. This is sealed, so I'm not, I have no heart to open it up. 1980, what did I tell you, 88? But there's that C1 right there on the top. And that tells you what year it came from or batch or whatever. So it's got a purple capital label, and there's a large dome capital label and a small dome, and this is supposed to be the small dome. Of course, I'll never know if I never open it, but I just like it the way it is. I can't, you know, it's, I don't know. It's got a little bit of a, you know, a crease on the corner. I'll have to say that. So anyway, but other than that, it's tightly sealed, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. So that's all that I got for the month of October 2025. I hope you enjoyed, you know, watching the things that I bought, and I feel free to let me know if there's anything you want me to do, that if I have it, I'll do it. And I wish you all happy holidays, and of course, along with the Beatles.